Jimin laughs, a rich, throatier sound this time. He reaches up, his fingers deftly unfastening Jungkook's silk tie and tossing it onto the expensive carpet without looking. "And you're a hypocrite," Jimin counters, his hands moving to the buttons of Jungkook's vest. "You want to discipline me? Please, you're dying for me to take the lead. You're addicted to the way I make you lose that perfect, polished mind of yours." Jimin shoves Jungkook back, just enough to create leverage, then spins him around in a sudden, fluid reversal of power. Jimin is the one pressing Jungkook against the edge of the massive mahogany desk. He leans in, his chest buzzing against Jungkook's, his presence every bit as commanding as the manager's. Jimin leans down, his lips grazing the pulse point of Jungkook's throat. He can feel the frantic beat of Jungkook's heart, the undeniable proof of his victory. 3 days, Jimin echoes Jungkook's earlier words, his voice a velvet command. My father is gone for 3 days. That's 72 hours for us to see who breaks first. You want to audit me? Fine. But I'm going to be the one grading your performance. Jungkook reaches up, his hands catching Jimin's waist. But this time, it's not to pin him down. It's to pull him in. A slow, dangerous smile spreads across Jungkook's face. He likes this version of Jimin, the one who bites back. Is that a challenge, Jimin? It's a takeover, Jimin whispers, his eyes flashing with a mix of playboy charm and cold, executive steel. He reaches for the desk remote, and the office lights dim to a deep, predatory red. Now, show me what you're worth when you aren't hiding behind a spreadsheet. Jungkook's hands slide from Jimin's waist to the edge of the desk, his knuckles turning white as he grips the wood. He doesn't look like a man being defeated. He looks like a man who has finally found a worthy opponent. The red light of the office casts sharp, jagged shadows across his face, emphasizing the hunger in his eyes. A takeover, Jungkook repeats, his voice dropping into a register so low it feels like a physical weight in the room. He lets Jimin think he's won for a heartbeat, watching the smug, beautiful curve of Jimin's lips. You've spent your whole life being handed everything, Jimin, but you don't take over me. You earn it. With a sudden, explosive movement, Jungkook doesn't push Jimin away. He pulls him flush against his chest and spins them both in one fluid motion. He's back in the dominant position, but he doesn't pin Jimin down. Instead, he lifts him onto the high back of the leather executive chair, forcing Jimin to look down at him. Jungkook stands between Jimin's legs, his hands resting on the armrests, effectively caging the boss's son in his own father's seat of power. You want to grade my performance? Jungkook asks, his eyes locked onto Jimin's. Then let's start the first module. Asterisk, asterisk, endurance. Asterisk, asterisk. Jimin doesn't back down. He leans forward, his knees brushing against Jungkook's ribs, his hands finding purchase in the thick hair at the nape of Jungkook's neck. He pulls Jungkook's head back, exposing that sharp, arrogant jawline. Endurance is a two-way street, manager, Jimin whispers, his thumb dragging across Jungkook's lower lip. I've seen how you look at me when you think I'm not watching. You're already at your limit. One more word from me, one more touch in the right place, and you'll be the one begging for a break. Jungkook lets out a jagged, breathless laugh. Then do it. Stop talking about it and make me break. Jimin's eyes darken, He reaches down, his fingers nimbly unbuckling Jungkook's belt, the metallic click sounding like a challenge accepted. He isn't being cute or submissive anymore. He's a man who knows exactly what he wants and exactly how much power he holds over the man standing before him. Jimin slides off the chair, but he doesn't move away. He sinks to his knees, not out of submission, but with the calculated grace of a king choosing his next move. He looks up at Jungkook, a slow, predatory smirk spreading across his face. I wonder, Jimin muses, his voice a silk-wrapped blade, if your professionalism can survive what I'm about to do to you, or if you'll finally admit that you've been jealous of everyone who even gets to breathe the same air as me. Jungkook's breath hitches. He looks down at Jimin, his hands twitching at his sides. The hierarchy in the room has collapsed into something far more primal. It's no longer manager and employee, or boss and heir. 3 days, Jimin, Jungkook rasps, his hand reaching out to tangle in Jimin's hair, his grip firm and desperate. By the end of this, one of us is going to be ruined, and I don't think it's going to be me. Jimin's response is a low, humming laugh against Jungkook's skin. We'll see about that, Manager Jiyeon. We'll see. The air in the office is thick enough to choke on, the red emergency lighting, making the falling rain outside look like liquid embers against the glass. Jungkook stands like a statue, his chest heaving, his hands fisted at his sides as he stares down at Jimin. Jimin doesn't move immediately. He lingers there, his gaze tracing the lines of Jungkook's tension with the calculated eye of a master jeweler. He knows he has the man on the edge of a precipice. The playboy exterior has hardened into something sharper, something that understands that the greatest form of power isn't shouting. It's making a strong man lose his mind in total silence. You're so stiff, manager, Jimin murmurs, his voice a ghost of a sound that vibrates through the fabric of Jungkook's slacks. Are you waiting for a memo? Or are you just terrified that if you move, you won't be able to stop? Jimin reaches up, his fingers light as air, as he slowly begins to undo the silver buckle of Jungkook's belt. The asterisk clink asterisk of the metal is the only sound in the room, sharper than a gunshot. Jungkook's hand shoots down, his fingers locking around Jimin's wrist, not to pull him away, but to still the trembling he can feel in his own soul. His knuckles are white, his breathing coming in jagged, uneven pulls. Jimin, Jungkook warns, his voice wrecked, a shadow of its usual authoritative self. If you do this, if you cross this line right now, there is no going back to the office tomorrow. As if nothing happened, Jimin looks up, his eyes reflecting the red glow of the room, cold and brilliant. I don't want to go back to the way things were. I want to see you unraveled. I want to see the perfect Jiyeon Jungkook burn his professional reputation for a taste of what he's been craving for months. Jimin pulls his wrist free with a slow, deliberate strength, his eyes never leaving Jungkook's. He finishes his task, the leather of the belt sliding through the loops with a soft, predatory hiss. He leans forward, his lips pressing against the heated skin of Jungkook's stomach, a gesture that is both a worship and a claim. Jungkook's head drops back, a guttural, tortured sound escaping his throat. His hand find purchase in Jimin's hair, his fingers curling tight. A silent surrender disguised as a command. You're a demon, Yunkook rasps, his knees finally buckling, just enough that he has to lean back against the mahogany desk for support. You knew exactly what you were doing the moment you walked in late today. I knew I wanted my manager's full attention. Jimin whispers against his skin, his hands moving with a ruthless, expert grace. And now that I have it, I'm going to make sure you remember these 72 hours for the rest of your life. Jungkook lets out a broken groan, his eyes snapping shut as Jimin finally, decisively, takes charge of the night. The audit is over. The takeover is complete, and as the city lights flicker outside, the only two people who matter in the world are locked in a battle of wills that neither is truly looking to win.